So I wanted to make this quick video on frozen pizza in the Emeril Air Fryer for a few reasons. Number one, just to show you how well frozen pizza comes out in the Emeril. Number two, to show you how I do it using foil. Number three, just to showcase this 360 Whole Foods 365 barbecue pizza, because it's wonderful. It's better than California Pizza Kitchen, their original barbecue chicken. Anyway, I will, this is going to be a short video, but because I won't obviously go through the whole step, through the whole process of showing you the cooking, but there is a little trick as far as getting this. Now, first thing, in terms of how I make it, is to transfer on the foil, and a lot of you are gasping, oh, foil in the Emeril. We've gone through this many times in my other videos and in the comment section on why I do, why I can, how I do it, and successfully so, without any issues, despite the warnings. So the transfer, you see this pizza comes all wrapped up. Just a little trick for you guys, because it's very easy. The shredded mozzarella and the chicken often fall out. When you get any type of pizza, cut it from the top as opposed to the sides, and you'll work the pizza out. I'll show you in a second. You don't lose anything. Well, I hope not. And I just slide it out onto here. Open this up a bit more. See how I just unfolded that? This slides out. This transfers on there with minimal loss, and whatever is left in the bag just gets dumped on here. 2 crumbs here, no biggie. All right, I'm going to transfer this onto the Emeril, show you how I do it and where and timing and all that. Let's go there. So the box actually says 400 degrees for 16 to 19 minutes. They're talking about a traditional oven. With our Emeril, it's actually going to be on their recommended settings. If you take this Emeril out of the box, don't change any of the defaults. If you put it on the pizza mode, it's going to default 370 degrees, 20 minutes. That's how I keep it. It actually comes out perfect. You don't need the 400 degrees. In addition, sometimes it doesn't necessarily need 20 minutes. That's probably the max. I keep an eye on it after about 15 minutes. Sometimes I pull it out at that point. Kind of depends what kind of pizza you're cooking. But when we get to it, I'm putting it on the regular pizza level. Now, here's the whole thing about the foil. So some people are, why do I put the foil? Well, there are coils here, and if cheese drips on your coils, you're going to have an issue. Aside from the fact that it'll start smoking, you will have issues trying to get it off. It will melt onto here. You won't be able to clean it right away because these coils will be too hot, and that's going to be too much of an issue. So I use foil on the line. Now you're wondering, well, will it cook? The bottom part. Believe it or not, this does get pretty crispy. It's probably not as crispy as without it, but it's crispy enough, and I kind of like it a little bit softer. But it works well. It's the same reason why even if you cook a pizza on a hot stone, that method, it works well. And even when they put a pizza in the in a brick oven, that's on a flat surface and that's not getting heated. That's just heat all around. And the Emeril works the same way. It's best to just show it to you. This works without issue. Pop it in. As I said, I leave it on the default pizza. Start it up. Takes a little time to preheat, and then we go from there. So I'm going to check in after 10 minutes and show you, and I'll check in after that. So we're just past 10 minutes into it. Pizza's coming along nicely. I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts, tips. So as you notice, I transferred the frozen pizza onto the foil first, and then I put the foil onto the rack. If you try to put the foil onto the rack and then transfer the pizza onto the foil, you're going to end up with cheese most likely on the bottom there. It's going to be very difficult to get out. Even when it's not hot, it's kind of hard to get your hands under there, under the the heating coils. It's just much easier to transfer it on, as I showed you, and flip it on there. Another thought or tip, some of you are probably wondering, well, why didn't you just use the baking tray? The baking tray is too small. It's too small for a pizza. The baking tray is much smaller than the actual rack size, so by just utilizing the rack alone, you can fit a much larger pizza in there. Not to mention that this would change the type of crust you get on the bottom, because this pan would get hot and then it's cooking the dough even further. It works well without it. You don't need it, and again, you'll be able to fit a much larger pizza in there. So we are 12 minutes in, and if you can see that, I don't want to open it up and let the heat out this time. I do on other videos. Speaking of other videos, if you have any issues and you want to know how to clean your Emeril, I've done a great video on that and show you the tools to use. If you want to see how other food cooks up in there, I've done cauliflower, fried cauliflower, I've done fried fish, I've done a few things, and all came out really, really well. So worth checking out. I'm going to check back in a few minutes, and hopefully this is going to be nice and brown. Crust will be crispy. See you soon. So it's starting to brown, and this is when we want to watch it really closely. I'll give you a little quick peek in there. But just watch it closely to get that perfection. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting there. And because I did it fully frozen, sometimes I actually leave my pizza out a little bit to defrost a bit, and then I'll start it. But this was, really right out of the freezer, just to replicate what most of you will be doing. So I think we're actually going to need, pretty close to the full 20 minutes. We're just under the 1 minute mark, and I'm actually going to call it. I'm going to press the cancel button at this point. Emeril is off. I'm going to pull that out so you can have a good look. And we're going to slice this up, show you a little look at that. Hang on, let me give you the close-up. So the transfer is actually super easy when you have it on here. You can actually either pull it out directly, or you can slide it right onto the plate from here. Pulling action. That's perfect. And obviously, cleanup is super easy. It's just a matter of either you could even reuse this, but toss this in the garbage and you're done. There's no futzing around with cheese and stuff inside your oven. It's all good. It's all easy. All right, now close this. Look at how beautiful that is. That came out perfect. Well done. And I got to tell you something. You eat pizza often. And you don't have one of these. For years, I used to use, traditional knife, try to cut my pizza. Pizza got all messed up. Cheese would be everywhere. Watch how effective a pizza cutter is. It's literally so easy. It's like in the pizza shop. It's worth the investment, like every single penny of it. It works so well. I don't know how it does that. It doesn't screw up the cheese at all. Slices come out perfect. Look at that. And just for those of you that were worried about the crispiness, like, I don't know if you can hear the crunch, but not a good example, but maybe I'll take a bite and you'll hear it. To me, that's perfect. This side's even done even more. You can hear the crunch. Or you can see it at least. Very easy to do. Under 20 minutes if you defrost it a little bit. 20 minutes if you don't. And it just comes out. You don't have to worry. That's the whole beauty of the Emeril. They've preset these things. Set it and forget it. If you have a larger pizza, maybe it's a little bit more time. You can modify it, but hands down, you can't beat it. It's much easier than monitoring a large oven and kind of fooling with that in the right temperature. Enjoy. If you have any problems or any questions, write them in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you found this at all helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. Check out the other videos on the Emeril. They've been quite helpful. A lot more tips in there. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you for joining me.